Hey guys, Eve here, and a couple videos ago I did the fall tag, which is basically favorite things about fall, and I said that my favorite Starbucks drink is the Cinnamon Dolce Latte, and that's still true. It got me thinking, what if I did a whole makeup look based on the Cinnamon Dolce Latte? And so that's what this is. So this whole look is inspired by Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce Latte. I'm not sponsored. I don't even think Starbucks sponsors makeup people. But it's a lot of warm brown tones, and of course we got this kind of like purpley lip. It's very much a fall look. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look, go ahead and keep on watching. Let's go.
Hey guys, alright, it's so cold in my room, but we're heading into the Jekyll and Hill palette today. Grabbing the shade Creamsicle first, which is a nice warm yellow tone, and we're putting that into the crease, blending it up towards the eyebrows just to make sure it really blows out. And then grabbing the shade Roxanne, which is kind of a burnt orange tone, we're actually going to put that on the outer corners and the inner corners. We're going to create a halo eye today. You want to make sure that the first color you use on your lid for the halo eye gets really blended up into that crease, really blown out. You don't want to pack on too much color at once, so we're using a big fluffy brush to apply this first. Starting off right away with the circular motions. We don't want to waste any time with the blending. And then to help transition, we're grabbing Creamsicle once again, putting that right over on top in the transition. And then you want to grab the shade Jax from the Morphe palette as well, which is kind of a dark cranberry shade, I would say. We're putting that in the outer and inner corners as well. Kind of focusing it though a little bit lower just so that it doesn't get too carried away. With this, I'm not doing circular motions, I'm doing more swiping motions, I would say, pushing the color into the eye rather than blending it around. And then once the color is built up to the proper intensity, we're going to blend it out using the shade Roxanne once again on that bigger blending brush. And then going over the crease once more with the shade Creamsicle. This way it all really gets blended and blown out. And then taking a flat brush, we're picking up the shade Meeks, which is a cinnamony gold type color. That's what I would call it. It's definitely a shimmer color. We're packing that on. I sprayed it with some setting spray first. I used the NYX Dewy setting spray. That way the color is a little bit more intensified. These shimmers are pretty intense on their own, so you don't have to do that step, but I don't even do it any other way anymore. We're bringing that shimmer shade pretty far up to the crease. And then you want to take the same exact colors that you already put on your eyes and blend them around the edges. This way everything is really cohesive and there's no harsh lines. So we're going in with Jax first, and then heading into Roxanne, and then Creamsicle once again. And then grabbing my Urban Decay 24/7 liner in the shade Mushroom, I believe. I'm lining my upper lash line with that, just to kind of darken it up and define. And then I'm taking a liner brush with no product added onto it. I'm just smoking out that pencil liner, because I don't want any harsh lines. And then because I wasn't happy with the height of my blend, I'm actually taking some more Creamsicle and blending it up further towards the eyebrow. Alright, now it's time to put on some foundation and my contour and bronzer. So now that that's on, we'll go into the blush. So I'm grabbing my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party, and we're putting that onto the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to clean up that contour and bronzer with some RCA No Color Powder on a blending sponge. And then we're doing the lower lash lines. We're actually using the same exact colors as before, so I'm grabbing a liner brush with Jax, and then a pencil brush with Roxanne, and then the same transition blending brush as before with the shade Creamsicle. Cohesive is key. And then I'm taking the same pencil liner, the 24/7 liner, and I'm putting that into my waterline just to tie the whole look together. And then going into my Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette, grabbing that powder highlighting shade, and we're taking a fan brush and we're applying that to the normal places we would highlight, so on the tops of the cheeks, on my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my brow bone, on my inner corners. And I'm using this highlight just because I feel like it's a little bit more on the cool tone side, which even though we're using a lot of warm browns on the eyes, it kind of makes more sense for the whole Cinnamon Dolce Latte vibe, since coffee usually is a bit more cool toned. And then because I wanted an extra pop of color, I'm grabbing the shade Queen, and I'm just taking my finger and dabbing that right on the center. We don't need to do too much blending with that. And then for my lips, I wanted to go for a more brown latte type vibe, and I didn't have an exact color for that. So I wanted to mix two together. So I'm grabbing the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Damned, and the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Corset. I mixed those two together onto a little mixing palette, and then picked up a lip brush and applied that to my lips. I had to do a couple of coats just because mixing them together made it slightly less opaque but I still like the color that I ended up with. And then setting my face with a NYX Dewy Setting Spray. And then curling my lashes to prep for the mascara, and the mascara we're using today is the Buxom Lash Mascara. And for the lower lash line, we're grabbing the Pixie Lower Lash Detail Mascara. These two are my favorite combos right now. And then for eyebrows, I'm going to set my eyebrows really quick with my favorite Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, just to make sure they don't move out of place. And then we'll grab some of my eyelashes, and I'm using the Ardell Glamour Wispies today.
Alright guys, so this is the finished look. Like I said, it's very much a fall look inspired by the Cinnamon Dolce Latte. I love how it's a little bit more on the glam side with a little bit more of that shimmer, and this lip color, this combination blows my mind. It's the first time I tried this, and it actually almost matches my sweater, and that's a complete accident. I do really like this look. If you guys like this look as well, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you want to see any more looks inspired by Starbucks drinks, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll get right on that. I mean, why not? Please, please, please subscribe before you leave. I would really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Why? Chill. Chill. Blah, blah, blah. I'm kidding again.